Okay, this is going to be part 2 to a 2-part series because I had announced in the first video, if you haven't seen that one, you need to go watch that one first before watching this one, that I had further looked into the Amy Lynn Bradley situation because of confusion about why a lot of the bigger psychics were saying, I'm feeling like she's still alive. So I decided to, instead of channeling through with my soul team, I channeled Amy directly through, and I wanted her to share her story with me. So that way I could make sure that I didn't have any confusion when my soul team was channeling that information through me. So in this video, I am going to read what she said. I have it all written down. I'm just going to read. If you don't like that, scroll on. And I'm going to go ahead and say right here, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is just my spiritually channeled opinion and theory. So I'm going to go ahead and get into reading that so this doesn't get too long. So the morning of her disappearance, Amy confirms that she did leave the room voluntarily, though not with full excitement. She had previously been approached with subtle coercion and verbal pressure from more than one male during the cruise, including the bass player and another male connected to ship security. In the early morning, after her father briefly saw her feet on the balcony, Amy stood up, smoked one last cigarette, and chose to go down to get air and coffee. She was intercepted shortly after stepping into the corridor, where a coordinated effort led her into a service stairwell or elevator. She was not aware this was the moment of her abduction. She was told by the men she met to just come hang out for a bit and was lured into a crew access the captivity and the movement. So Amy was taken to shore the same morning through a small personal transport boat. She was then quickly moved to a compound that was not immediately part of the mainstream trafficking stream. Her early days were filled with confusion and disbelief. She was not given access to news or technology. She did hear secondhand of the website or online efforts existed that her family was making to find her. This was kind of a cruel thing. One of her captors was actually mocking the efforts. Her learning about the efforts seeded hope and anguish simultaneously. So this is where she shares how she passed away. This is where I ended up getting a echo soul imprint that came through, and ended up being somebody that had been trafficked with her as well. Well, they crossed paths and were together at one point. And I originally had stated that her passing was due to the miscarriage and not getting the proper care she needed after that. That was actually a soul echo from someone else that had came through that was connected, and that had actually happened to her. I shared that on video 1. If you have not seen that, Amy actually told me what happened, and this is why I had to go back and relook, because I'm like, oh gosh, wait, how did we get this wrong? And so this is what she shared. Amy had confirmed she died in Carousel under controlled conditions after a failed escape attempt or threat of exposure. She was silenced to prevent a breach. Her body was handled by 2 men, one native to the area and one foreign handler who had rotated through the region. She was disposed of in an area previously marked as a burial or dumping zone near the coastline. The year was 2005, and her passing was not drawn out. She felt a release in the final moment and states she was not alone in spirit as she transitioned. And we did pull that through. It was the year. That was actually when, if you watch my other videos, that was the year. So that was still in alignment. It's just that other girl she needed to be heard. And there was a little confusion, but we are seeking clarity over here, and I'm clarifying that now. And so I had asked her, just since I had gotten the soul echo imprint that came through that was causing a little confusion in the channeling session, if Amy could maybe offer some kind of private message or something for her family, like maybe that they would know that like I shouldn't know or the public shouldn't know. And so here's what she offered. So she said, tell him about the little turtle from the trip before. He'll remember how I wouldn't let him touch it. I said it was mine. I made him promise not to say we saw it. She says this moment is not in any official record and would only be remembered privately. So again, I don't know what that means, or I don't know. And for her mother, she whispers, the necklace I gave her wasn't expensive, but it meant something. I wrapped it in tissue. It was a shell. I don't think she knew why I picked that one, but it was because of our first beach walk, the one before Grandpa died. Again, only Brad and Amy's mom would know if that's accurate, because I don't. And final words from Amy during that channeling session. She said, I know people are confused, but I'm not lost anymore. Thank you for not giving up. This message is real. I'm not a ghost. I'm whole now, and I see. Please keep going, not just for me, for all the ones still waiting to be seen. I did want to cover, I had asked her if she was ever actually pregnant and miscarried, and she was actually pregnant and she did miscarry, but that wasn't the cause of her passing. It was the cause of that other lady's passing that was also being trafficked. And so then I had wanted to clarify, like, so did you not have any kids? And she's still saying no. So that's information that I'm getting. I know that a lot of people have a lot of different opinions. um, so, take it with a grain of salt. Like I said, this is just my spiritually channeled opinion theory. This is what I was able to get through connecting with her soul personally. Different people can get different information. It all depends on your level of resonance. And, that's just kind of how it works when you're an intuitive that does this type of work.